yeah, so during my college years, I was involved in Campus Crusade for Christ, now known as Crew, where I experienced different kinds of ministry exposure locally and internationally. So that's how I grew in my heart in reaching the lost and reaching the world for Christ. And I think most importantly was the community that I had in Crew, where I experienced being part of a loving and caring, supportive community and environment. Yeah, so that's where I found also friendships that I have until now. Yeah, so my experience with CCC was really meaningful and fruitful, yeah, in my life.
Just simple kind of wondering, because I'm not really from Christian home,
Mm-hmm.
not pastor's kid like that. But in Japan, there are sometimes those Christian home kids. They have struggle that
Mm-hmm.
kind of to make clear face.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they don't have like a very dramatic
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like that. But for you, it wasn't like difficult or.
Uh, yeah, it was also like it was not I don't have like a dramatic experience of conversion like compared to other testimonies. Actually, that's one of my insecurities before. I had friends who came from like Roman Catholic family or non-religious family that they had this dramatic and touching stories in how they met Christ. And for me, it was not that kind of story. So there were points in my life that I really doubted my faith. I didn't want to go to church, and I also studied in a Christian school when I was in high school. It's like, okay, I live in the church, and then I'm also studying in a Christian high school. Can I have a break from being a church kid like that? But my parents were, and I told that to my papa, and they were like respectful of my feelings. They just allowed me to just feel what I feel, to be who I am without forcing me. So there were times that I didn't want to attend prayer meetings, so they won't force me. They will just let me be. And I think that's how I also um knowing now, I think that's really gave me a impact in how I viewed Christianity. That Christianity is not just a set of do's and don'ts. Because my parents modeled that to me, that there's like freedom and acceptance. That I don't need to do anything to prove myself to be loved, to be cared, but just being who I am, they would love me. Yeah, so I think that's gave me also um, big impact on how I see God and how I see Christianity. That God is not, forcing you to do anything or proving yourself to do something for you to be loved and cared. Just being who I am, feeling what I feel. Just being honest before Him, and then I'll be accepted. Yeah, there were points in my life that I doubted my faith, but God, in His grace, really showed me that His word is true, He is real, And when, yeah, the more that I grew up in, the more that I mature in my age and also in my walk with God, the more that I'm owning my faith is not just because my parents are believing this, so I will also believe. But it's more, now I can say that my faith is my own faith. It's what I believing in. It's not just because my parents pass it on to me, but because I choose to believe.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, how old were you when you were baptized?
I was in high school. Yeah, but the first memory that I had that I received Christ was when I was in elementary school, about 8 or 9 years old. Yeah, and I was baptized when I was in high school, and then college was like being, experience the reality of the world. Yeah, and after college, being in crew, it's a different kind of, world again, where I saw different kinds of worldviews, that, I'm no longer just be in the Southern Baptist denomination, but I was able to meet different kinds of denominations and people, Christian worldviews. So my world was widened. And at the same time, my faith was also like shaken, but uh, it made me more grounded and rooted to my faith in Christ.
Mm.
Yeah.
So to sum up, yeah, that's whatever you want to say to those Christian home kids. Maybe it can be encouragement for them, or not mean to be directly message, but yeah, you want to share to let them also, for those parents or
Mm.
like a ministry, the parents doing ministry, to
Mm.
sum up tanan. What you want to say?
For the kids who are in the ministry, for the kids who have parents in the
Mm-hmm.
full-time ministry, I say. I think cultivate a respectful and loving relationship with your parents, because they're not perfect. And yeah, like, it's very common, they'll say, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. But I think it still holds true to obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. There's blessing, yeah, in obedience. And also give room for mistake to your parents, because they're not perfect. And support them in the ministry. Be there for them if they need, yeah, anything. Yeah.
What is about like what you really appreciate and about your parents, and it might be a good sample for those ministers.
Yeah, don't separate family and ministry. They always go together. um be be who action is like action speaks louder than words. So be consistent with your actions. Who you are at home and who you are at church should be consistent, and at the same time be fully present uh, to your children, their needs at school, um, in their events at school. It's really like would give them, confidence and like feeling of security and safety that their parents are there for them. So I think that's the most important as parents, is to build a safe and secure family environment for the kids, so that when they grow up, um, they will be uh, an adult that is confident about themselves. Yeah, that their security, their identity is in the Lord, because their parents showed consistency and being present in their growing up years.
Anything to add? Any additional?
Um, yeah, I think that's the greatest legacy that parents can give to their children is a loving, safe, and secure home. Yeah.
Yeah. Amen. True, true. How do the ministers fail to do that? No, to be too busy, no?
Yeah,
Or
like
to
too
be.
busy. They will prioritize first, I think, the
Mm,
ministry compared to the
mm,
family, to the children. Because I grew up that I never had that experience that my parents, um I don't have memory that they are not there for me. Like, even growing up, I didn't realize that my mama wasn't a full-time mom. Like, I didn't feel that she was working as a teacher in the kinder school. Yeah. And like, I didn't really feel that my papa was so busy in the ministry, because he was there for me. He will bring me to school, he will bring me snacks. If we will go out, like do some ministry errands, he will bring me. And then if they have, example, two of them have schedule that are like how you call, both of them have schedule, so they will allow me to choose. Will you go to Papa or will you go to Mama? I will always choose to go to Papa. I was Papa's girl. Yeah, growing up. So yeah, I like to go with Papa wherever he is.
mm.
To the point that they need to, my Papa cannot turn on the motorcycle if it's near, because I will hurry and hurry and go with him, even though I'm in school still. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's the factor why some children like rebel, because they didn't feel that they're important. Mm.
Yeah, it's no pressure like that when you like your papa is kind of in the high high rank thing
Like senior
like
pastor.
Yes, association Anna bitaw
Yeah,
also.
president. Like I
You
didn't
know,
feel that.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's just my papa. In my eyes, like people will see him as, senior pastor, president of station and convention. He is speaker. But in my eyes, he's just my papa. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't really like talk about it at home. Like he doesn't really brag about his positions, different positions. So yeah.
But when he shared about like when he had difficult things in the ministry, like he shared to whole family also like that, like like the financial problem. Like he just shared out to you
Yeah,
also.
like I remember there was a time when one of the deacons at church like was angry at him, like there's issue and something like that, and like he just shared it. He shared it to me, to us. I think for me that's also one of the painful things that there's these people at church who didn't like my papa. So I think that's one of the painful part of being a pastor's kid, that you meet people who are, you know, they have this kind of bad attitude towards my parents. But it didn't give me like bitterness, because they also modeled a life of forgiveness that I knew and I see through their life, that they don't hold grudges or bitterness to people that offended them. They still talk to these people, though they would share the bitterness, they would share those like hurtful, what hurt them, but I didn't see in them that they were resentful and bitter, but there's always that humility and a forgiving attitude. Yeah, so I think that's one of the reasons why there were for me, I was not hurt with the church. I don't have any hurt with the church or with the ministry, even though there were lots of challenges.
Like that supports what they said too. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good you added the Gangnam picture because when Uncle said he tried to model the forgiveness, but I was like, how do you reconcile in front of your kids? And that's how they are.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
like there no sense of like you grow cold or bitter to that person or being resentful. Yeah, when he said during his birthday that ministry and life is about love and forgiveness, that's really true in their life and in their ministry.
Mama is also graduated the Bible school, no? Well, not
Yes,
graduated,
yes.
yeah. But she stayed like I think she chose to be pastor's wife rather than like pastora, like to
Yeah,
be
because in the Southern Baptist denomination, there
there's
was
no
no,
pastora.
yeah, pastora. It's,
Um,
yeah, like the women are not really allowed to preach in the church, but just like a support.
but then I think Gam's mama was like preaching something like same same Torah kind of
I think different kind
maybe
of
talent
different kind of, what do you call that,
decision.
yeah, But in because Papa was like pastoring a church who are really like big Southern Baptist church. So the deacons, the council are really strict with that. But Mama also teach in Sunday school, in different trainings like that. But preaching during Sundays, it's not really allowed in Southern Baptist denomination.
I just wonder. I stop